Hi there! It's been a while since we've done this, huh? SEGUE Magic is officially back! When we first started SEGUE Magic, the idea was that this was going to be a space where we could talk about all of the other pop culture things that we were consuming or had feelings about or whatever that did not include the stuff that we were recapping. We went on Twitter to put out a call for topics for this week's videos, and the first suggestion we received was to talk about travel and places that we've been, and this idea was seconded. We almost pushed this topic back a week or two because it's not relevant to all the pop culture-y things that we sort of want to be talking about on here. It's not entirely irrelevant to the blog. I actually have an entire tag dedicated to times that I've worked on the blog from airplanes. In the month of May, I worked on SnarkSquad posts on 2 different airplanes, in a car, in 2 hotel rooms, in 2 different apartments that belonged to not me, on opposite coasts, in actually 2 different airports as well. A lot of 2s going on here. Travel and the blog aren't mutually exclusive ideas. I think the best way to tackle the question of favorite places that I've been is to approach it from the vantage point of where I would return to. For the most part, my goal is to go to new and different places, but I think the top 3 places on my would return to list are Ghana, just the whole country, Budapest, and Paris. 2 out of 3 of those are for reasons that are decidedly personal. I did my undergraduate semester abroad in Ghana. I stayed with a host family and I had an incredible semester and I loved it. I went back about 4 years later on my grad school spring break. It was an experience that sort of cemented my love of being abroad while also exposing me to a lot of the problematics of travel. There was a lot to love and there was also a lot to think critically about, and there was a lot to engage with, and I learned so much. When I got to Ghana in 2008, they were actually right in the middle of hosting the Africa Cup. I remember that first night in the hostel hearing like insane noises outside and we were all like, what is going on out there? And then my first night with my host family was one of the last games that they won in the Africa Cup. It was a really awkward evening, but at one point Junior Agogo scored a goal and my whole host family got up and we ran out into the streets and everyone was screaming and they were shouting a go-go goal, and it was the best night ever. I watched a lot of soccer with my host family that semester. As a result, in the last World Cup and then again this year, I root for Ghana. Of course, thanks to their group draw, they're pretty much only going to beat us. Number 2 is Budapest, and this is the one that's not exceedingly personal. I don't really know what my infatuation is with Budapest exactly. Right after my semester abroad, my little brother backpacked across Europe, and this was the city that I liked enough that I wanted to go back during my fall break in graduate school. I just like the pace of the city. It's just a really gorgeous city and it's a really cool city. I don't know why I like it so much. I just do. Number 3 is Paris. Here's my twinkling Eiffel Tower in the background. I first went there with my little brother when we were backpacking, and then I did my graduate studies there. I went solely because the school and the program was appealing to me. When I was first looking into graduate programs abroad, Paris seemed too, I don't know, bougie to me, I guess. Paris and I had some problems. I mean, I never really learned French, so that's a key thing. I had 3 apartments in the year that I lived there. I didn't want to have 3 apartments, mind you. 1 would have been good. It's just such a like magical unicorn of a city. I don't know. I love cities with good public transportation. Budapest also falls on that list. And I love that I could feasibly walk everywhere. And since I spent most of that year living in the 7th, that walk home always included a really amazing view of the Eiffel Tower. Paris really does have it all in terms of things that you could want in a city that you're visiting. The food is awesome and it's easy to get around, and there's art and culture everywhere, and there's just so much history. Lorraine, I cannot wait to hear all of your travel thoughts and feelings later this week. Bye now.